I'm with
We're
my.
live.
Welcome to the Vennacava Hour. It's my good friend Vince.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, so this is our first podcast, the first Vennacava official podcast, and we wanted to start this for a long time actually, but we only really put our ideas together towards the end. I don't know, 2017. We said let's stop messing around. This is the year
Exactly.
2018, and so basically this is just one of many podcasts that's going to be out. So today is my first guest, Vince. And
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. We did what we wanted to do, started.
exactly,
It's 2018, There's no more lacking.
yeah, there's no more bullshit like they
We
say.
have a lot of stuff to share, so we'll say that what's on our mind.
Yeah, man, don't be shy. Please say as much as possible. Vince is a really good fitness guide. I go to him if I have any questions for anything. So one thing we always talk about is stuff like the keto diet, if it's a good thing, is it a bad thing? I know on the last podcast we spoke a bit about that.
Right.
But
I remember.
so your take is that doing a keto diet is not necessarily the way to go from what you said on the last podcast.
Yeah, that's kind of what I said. I remember saying that the keto diet is not meant for everybody. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying that and any diet that's out there might not fit what you need. That's what I was saying, because we're all different, and so we all need different diets where we all have different genetics. So it's not like one size fits all. So the keto diet, it's nice, but you'd have more to search into it, really see if it would work for you. Um, I mean, what do you know about the keto diet?
Honestly, I don't know too much. I just started going to the gym recently and focusing on my health, and
Okay.
I think that's definitely something that's very important if you want to focus on goals. Fitness is one of those things that you should definitely jump on board. Like as much as being positive and reading books is super important, I think health is number one. So I always looked at you like you were on that game for a long time, and like that's super important. And I'm
It's
happy to
crazy,
have a
huh?
friend that's like that. It's very.
How important it is.
I think it's one of the most important things.
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
people look at.
It's funny because my
overlook.
friend recently just went to see his doctor, and he told him that the diet, he had to check really what he was eating, because that was his priority. He told him what he was eating, and he's like, that's not that great. You gotta think of what you're putting into your body as not just like something tasty. It's not just food or anything. It has
100%.
to be. You have to think of the science behind it and why it's necessary.
So you
for
mean
the
it's
body.
not good to go to McDonald's and?
I'm not saying that it's not good to go to
Nah, it's
McDonald's. I
horrible. It's
also
fucking
enjoy
horrible.
a little McDonald's sometimes, but
But it's
uh,
the worst food though. It's
exactly.
like everything, like most things that you can get in the supermarket or if you go out, it's all processed food. Like anything in a box or in a bag, it's
Exactly.
some form of processed.
Right.
Like I saw a documentary a while ago that was talking about this girl that I think went on some type of she tried to go use no garbage for a month. So what that means is like she tried to for 1 month she didn't create any garbage, and to
Really.
do that she had to like basically eat anything that had no didn't come with a bag or it didn't come with a anything
Nothing
that you can
processed.
throw away. So it's pretty hard if you think about it, like to not throw anything out for 1 month, because everything you eat is
Yeah, everything
practically,
has to come sealed package. Yeah.
which makes sense. But it showed in the documentary that just going that way was actually basically just eating healthy, because everything that this girl was buying was all healthy nuts and just anything that was
Organic food.
organic food.
Right.
Exactly, just you grow it yourself. She was composting because she was creating garbage, but it was compost, so that's just goes in the earth. It's not really
Hmm.
garbage at that point.
No, it's not garbage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
We call it garbage, but it's not. It's like nature's food.
exactly
So technically, but my point on this was that it's okay to get a little McDonald's, right? Like we were saying.
right.
Sometimes that's not really
A cheat day kind of
exactly, but it's not really like you got to know what if you're going to go for the McDonald's choice, let's say, then you got to know what you're eating. Don't go just in there and be like, this is regular food like what I buy at the grocery market. Like they obviously use the same stuff, but you don't know, you it's not like you did your research to go see, but we all know that McDonald's food is not the
It's
greatest
not. It's really
quality wise. And so, but, it's everywhere. So we kind of get tempted into it, and it's okay once in a while. But as
I
long
see.
as we know how our body works, how nature works, more like what your body really, what it needs. You know what I mean? The nutriments it needs. And so when you're ordering at McDonald's, you can make some healthy choices if you do the right choices and you know about food. And so there's always a good way to balance everything. That's what I
see what
believe.
you're saying.
You
I
know
see
what I
what
mean?
you're saying.
It's not. You shouldn't be like, like super strict on yourself. Then you're not gonna enjoy what you're eating. You're not gonna enjoy your life. It's gonna suck. Who likes to eat chicken and rice every day? I don't personally.
That's true. I see what you're saying. That's
You know
a
what I
good
mean?
point.
It's good to just mix it up, and but doctors will say, it's just important to get the main nutriments, like the quality proteins, the vitamins, the minerals, the healthy fats. Those are all key things that you should consider every day having in your diet, so that in the long term your body's gonna show you the good results. It's gonna show you that you're eating properly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it shows when you don't eat really well, and you don't just get fat. You can get like disease. You get sick. There's all kinds of stuff. And so, when I first started really training and getting into fitness, it was more about just training, and I didn't even know food had something to do with it. And through fitness, then I understood that food was essential, and then I learned more about it, and that's where I kind of got a passion about it. But I'm no
But
nutritionist.
for people
though.
that don't know, it's when I met Vince, he was pretty much the same height as me, and if not,
It's true.
shorter than me. And he was really
True facts,
We were
guy.
the same. I don't want to say the same, but he was a little bit shorter.
Yeah, it was like
same
5'5".
body weight kind of thing going on. Yeah,
No, I was like
yeah,
140 pounds back then.
really? Okay.
I was 15 years old. That's not that far away. Like, I speak like if I'm 40, but it's like I was about like 140, and I was about 5'5". And throughout that time is where I kind of started lifting at school, because we had classes that teached
In
us
the
how
gym,
to
yeah,
do
we had the
lifting.
muscle.
So I kind of learned from that and kind of stick to it. And then I learned slowly, and I grew, I guess, because now I'm 6'1", I believe.
Yeah, you
like,
grew like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You grew like, I think it was when you were like 19 or 18 to 19. It was like,
Yeah.
you grew like crazy. It was like out of
I think
nowhere.
it's also genetic. It was probably
the funny
something
thing is
into that.
like your mom is super tall, but your dad is super short.
Exactly.
And for a long time, you were telling me that your genetics in your family was like it was gonna explode at one point. You kind of had anticipated something like this.
I kind of anticipated, but I didn't actually. It was more like I wished, and I like I was home. I was young,
Fuck, I
and
wish I was big.
yeah, and I was like, no, but I just wish I was taller. I really wish that hopefully in the future I'll be taller. And it's funny because I wasn't really thinking about it, but I was growing at the time, and it's at the period of time people are like, yo, Vince, looks like you're taller. I haven't seen you in a while, but you look taller. And I was like, really? I didn't.
That's
you
it.
don't see yourself grow, and then it's at some
Exactly.
point you realize you measure yourself. You're like 6 foot. What the fuck?
That's great.
That's over like a lapse of couple years. It wasn't that much. Kind of crazy to say that.
That's it. So what have you been up to these days now? Are you still going to the gym as much, or
I try to.
You focus?
Yeah, I do. I honestly I love it, so I can't go a week without it. But I'll train roughly like 4 or 5, sometimes 6. Could go to 7. I can't really do every day because I have other priorities, but it's important for me to go each week. That's
definitely,
for sure.
Definitely.
It's also like a meditation at the same time. There's all sorts of activities that people do to kind of get their
And that's what they say actually.
get with
about
their selves,
going to the
Get with
exercise is like a
yourself.
meditation, basically.
Yeah, for sure. It's like people playing music, like you're a musician. So
And
when
that's
you're
pretty
in
much my meditation.
exactly when you're into your thing, you're doing what you have to do. It feels great, It feels like you're with yourself. You have time for yourself, where you improve yourself. You know, you're playing music, you're improving. I'm going to the gym, I'm improving the body. It's always like it feels good. You know, it's a
Exactly.
good moment.
That's it. No, we've been playing music for a long time, and this is another reason why we started the podcast, because we're going to be releasing a bunch of music. And I always said, like, once we release the music, if people go to look us up and, hey, Justin Flua sing, or Paul Reiber, which we're doing drum videos now, at least there's information that's out there they can go see and go back and look on once the music is released. It's not like, oh, there's no information on us. They can go back and see all these podcasts that we did, whether you want to or not, that's okay. But I know that we just got to keep pushing and keep doing as much content.
That's it.
Doesn't matter what it is, really.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of content that I'm involved in. I like cooking, so I want to do cooking videos. I want to do anything, just anything and everything, like drum videos.
That's it. Don't limit yourself.
We're gonna do music videos for our band. You know, we got the podcast, which is a new thing, and this is gonna be on a pretty much a.
So what's exactly next for you then? The next step.
The goal
From
is to
now.
record.
Okay.
So we have a sound engineer, Alain Carlier. He's one of the best guys that I know in recording, and he's basically gonna take care of our album. And we're hoping that it's from now until, let's say, once winter's over, because we're in Quebec. It's so fucking cold down here. We basically planned it in a way where we can do shows in summer and record in winter, because it doesn't make sense to be traveling in these conditions.
That's I wanted to make a point. For your music, you're saying that you wanted to the next thing is to record. Are you on your way to making an album?
Pretty much, exactly. So like we came to the conclusion that, like, do we want to release one song at a time, which would be great. We could do that. But there's something about the full album that's very satisfying. And a demo, we've been around for so long that I feel like we're ready for an album. Let's just record all our first album. We're already ready to record the next album.
Okay.
We have songs for an entire first album and ready to go for our second album. Like, we're midway through our second album, so all the songs that we've played since we were young, a lot of them they're in these recordings. Falling, I Just Can't Wait. All these songs are in the first album.
The originals.
Yeah, the originals. We want to get those into the first album, and then, as much as possible, focus on the second album. And just, we're working in between.
Where can I find your music?
Right now, there is nothing available, but hopefully by the time that people are watching this podcast, there's going to be a bunch of music that's available. That's basically the goal.
Where exactly?
The goal is within a couple months, max, have one album done that's ready to release. And shortly after that, maybe then we can do a little demo or...
Was there one song that you really wanted to release, and that would be kind of your top one? I'm
what do you mean?
curious. I'm just asking.
Like, if we just wanted to release one?
Yeah, no, if you were to release one, your top one.
Well, we have many songs that we would want to release, but at this point, the newer songs that we're recording is a lot of the... I would want to record those and release
the heavy
those.
Stuff.
No, not even. Just
No?
like there's some that are some softer songs, but they're a bit fast, kind of punk rock, and like those are very catchy songs. It would be nice to actually get that recorded done. But most people don't realize is, like, some songs take like, I don't want to say years to record, no, but it could take a year to write the song. Not record, but to write the song, because you can have the music, you could have the drum beats, everybody sync together with the instrumental. But then when it comes down to writing the songs for the vocals, it's a little bit tough, because you want words that impact nowadays. Like, when we were younger, we didn't really care about what we were saying. So in the first album, there's going to be a lot of nonsense, if you know what I mean. But I purposely wanted that.
It's all creative.
I purposely wanted that because those songs were written when we were young. Really young. We were like 16, 17. And we weren't all there with the way we can write and how we want to compose, basically. So our next album, we're gonna focus so much on the way the words are. So it's just taking a little bit longer to write a song these days, but
Yeah.
not for
It's not that
any.
easy too, you know. You have to put in a lot of
Yeah,
time
but
and
it
thinking.
flows naturally. When it flows, it just flows, and the song can be written in one day. But
Okay.
if just some songs just need time, and
And who writes the song? Mostly you.
basically how the song is constructed is like I will come up with a guitar riff, and I'll just introduce it while I'm playing. We're all jamming together. I'll introduce a new uh,
Catchy
little
riff.
riff basically, and either I look at Paul and he looks back at me and he's like, "This is good stuff," or he looks back at me and he's like,
I
"What
don't
the
like
fuck?"
that.
He gives me
I
a
don't
weird
like
face.
that.
He's just like, "This is bullshit," and I have to look at him like, "Fuck, dude, I thought this was good, man." He's like,
Yeah.
"Nah, dude, this sucks." I'm like, "Fuck," and he doesn't even have
Gotta
to tell
change
me
the
that. He
plan.
just looks at me. He's just like, I'm like, "God damn it."
Right.
But that's not the point. The point is that a lot of times, actually, stuff that he rejects becomes really good stuff. So it just goes to show you, like, you can't always rely on that. But that's how it starts. I introduce it, I get the feedback. If it's good or not, I take it or leave it. I I work on that. I work on it, and I try to come in with a full, like a much fuller song, like
Something more
something from
structured.
A to B, like A to
Yeah.
B, like it just starts and
Structured.
finishes, but it's not necessarily how the song is gonna be.
Yeah.
But these are all the parts that I have for the song.
Okay.
And this is A to B. This doesn't mean how how the song's gonna be
It might
constructed.
change.
It's gonna change if this might go here, this might go there,
All right.
but the song itself, all of the pieces stay the same. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's how I write a song. Sometimes things gets taken out because when you record, you realize that like too much isn't good always. So you
Too
take
much
stuff
is like
out.
not enough.
So it's just one of those types of things that
Yeah.
you learn, and some songs get, like I said, get written like right
Look,
away
you're just in the
within a day.
process, so it's okay. You know, you're starting, you're getting stuff, and you're learning as you're going. Because
Exactly.
if you don't start anywhere and you don't start, you know, making your ideas or your song even better, kind of rework them, then it's not gonna go anywhere.
That's it.
So it's okay. I find that you're getting all these songs and you're taking really time to make them perfect, so that you can really give us something that we can appreciate.
Exactly.
And not some people they try to do things too fast, and
That's
then it's
it.
not like. It's
Exactly.
okay when you take time and you perfect your craft.
We really want to record, and the recording, we want it to be, this is what we have to offer, and it's going to get better and better, the recording, because we have our own studio, Youngcats studio, and we record ourselves. So, and what I mean by ourselves, we have our sound engineer that I spoke about earlier, Alain Carlier, and he's really on point with the recording. He tells us if there's anything up, this isn't right, let's fix this. And it's really important to have someone like that. And I think that this allows us to basically record together on our own, and now we can, like you say, give you the best product that we can and release it however people want to take it. This is our life. We just create
Yeah.
music, basically.
Yeah.
Music videos, music.
I love it.
2018, if you don't make music videos along with your music, it's proven. You could see in the charts, if your song
true.
doesn't have a music video, it
Gonna be
loses
harder
so
to
much
find.
less views and
Yeah.
listens. People don't know about it. Create a
No.
music video that's controversial, just a dumb music video or
It
comedy.
could be anything, but you can
And
blow
it just
up just
attracts
for the
people.
video. The song, it might not be something for everybody, but the video, everybody likes to watch a video. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
it.
It's like
That's why we do
there's
these
that
podcasts.
curiosity that you want to watch it. When you just listen, it's easy to get bored out real quick and then
Exactly.
get out.
100%.
But then when it comes with the video, it captures your eyes, and I don't know. For me personally, when I watch a video, a music, I might like the music more because I like the video. If there was no video and it was just the music, it would have been hard to imagine like what the music goes with. You know, when they make the video, it's kind of like this music represents this situation type of thing. And,
Exactly.
you know, that's
Right.
how I see it because it relates, the video kind of relates with the song. And so it's very important, you're right, because YouTube is a big thing now. And all the videos that you could put up there can help you get more views for your music.
I encourage anyone to start a podcast or anyone to get creative on YouTube. It's like you have a platform to do whatever you want. If this
And
was
it's free.
if this was third even actually 20 years back, take this 20 years back. This is unimaginable to people.
Yeah.
Just being able to broadcast and do anything, it's like, what? You have
And
to be
having
in
the
TV to
freedom
do that.
too,
It's
you
like,
know?
no, not anymore. Now you just need a camera, one camera.
It's
just
so
put it.
popular that it's generating a lot of money. So that's why YouTube is a big thing now.
See, another reason why we started to do these podcasts is because we have the studio, we have the setup, we have interesting people. Honestly, just be you. That's the goal in life. Be you. Enjoy your life. Work is so important, and have a good work ethic.
Work
But
ethic, I was going to say
work
that.
hard and be happy. Go the extra mile in a positive mental attitude. Don't be an asshole when you go the extra mile. Don't be like pissed because you did
About
more
stuff,
work
yeah.
than Jim, and Jim's like, fuck, complaining to the boss because you're not doing enough work yet. You're doing, it's just
Yeah.
like this some bullshit. But like, just be happy when you do the extra.
You're going to
mile.
go through shit for sure.
Yeah, and
We
it's
all go
almost
through.
like it's a necessary thing to go through a struggle,
Yeah.
to go through shit in life, to come out and kind of be successful or in anything. You need to experience what just being at, just not being where you want to be, being in an uncomfortable position, basically, being in a spot where you're not satisfied. It's necessary to want to thrive in your life. You have to be put in that position to understand what you want to do in your life, basically. You might not know what you want to do, but when you're in these positions, don't be mad, actually. Try to understand that this is one of the best positions you can be in. Figure out what you want to do and jump on it. It's like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I don't see why you
And
should go in
it
a
doesn't mean
negative
you have
way.
to do a YouTube video. It doesn't mean you have to do anything that has to do with entertainment. That's not what I'm saying. It's just really be you. Find whatever it is you want to do. Traveling, maybe. I don't know.
I just think that it's important that you kind of follow the trends, like the new things, because that's the future. So I find
That's
that
it.
if you're not following, you're late, you're behind, and even if you say, "Oh, I don't like YouTube, I don't like that," well, you're just missing out on opportunities. That's how I see it, and I can see it in a lot of people. They decide not to do anything about it, and it's free, like you said, and it's open to the public. So, not just YouTube, anything, social media, kind of use it at your advantage, to help yourself grow. Because
Last year I was
nowadays,
Ubering. I had no choice. I picked up Uber. I signed up and I started driving. And I picked someone up near my house. And he just started a company downtown called Just Pressed. And Just Press is just fresh juice that's pressed. And when he told me about it, I was
Like
like,
freshly squeezed.
freshly squeezed juice.
Kinda
It's
thing,
like, it's
yeah.
super simple. I was like, wow, that's amazing. That's a really good concept. Like, I don't understand why more people are not doing that. And that was like a year ago. Today I looked him up. I was just like, let's see this guy Just Pressed. It's like, wow, he's hooked up. Like, he's very successful. He has a lot of
does he make
over
drinks
four-
that you can buy in store?
yeah,
Is that-
it's like you can buy it. I don't know if you can buy it in store, but
I think
it
I've
comes
seen
in
it.
a nice bottle. It says
Yeah?
Just Press,
I think I've
and
seen
it's like
it.
really legit.
But I think what they do is that they
It's
take
not an advertisement for Just Press,
No,
but
it's
I mean,
not.
it's
We're not
fucking
paid by Just
amazing, I'm
Press.
sure, but please buy it.
But this guy, I'm pretty sure we're talking about the same product. But this guy one time made me try it, and it was a sample. I think it was at Costco. But the guy was telling me how
I don't think, because he was a store, he was a little shop, basically, on
Really?
Brassard, if I remember correctly. It's a
It's
place where he
possible.
presses, well, not him, but
Okay.
they press it on
'Cause
the spot.
Okay, we're probably not talking about the same product, but this product that's kind of similar to the one you're telling me is like, I was trying it out at Costco, and the guy was telling me how the way they did the drink is that they take the vegetables or all those everything they put into these drinks, they freeze it at a really high temperature that then they just break it down into like pieces. It's like it breaks down into pieces because they're so frozen. And they break down into pieces, and then after they dehydrate the water, and then it's like powder almost. It's like
Really?
literally like grounded to the.
What do you mean?
The,
It turns into liquid?
no. They take out the liquid.
Okay.
They dehydrate it, but because they froze it at a high temperature, they're able to break it down in those like all those vegetables and everything they're putting in there, all the good nutriments, the good food. They break it down, and after it becomes like very, very thin grain, and they dehydrate it so it's like powder form. You understand what I mean?
Okay.
So it's like not powder form, but it's like you
So
can
what do you do
use
with
it.
that?
It's just if you give it back to water, that's the drink.
Okay.
You understand?
Interesting.
Like they don't really need to dehydrate it, but I think they dehydrate it because it's like frozen ice water.
So was it
type of
good
thing.
though?
It's very strong. It's not tasty.
Not tasty.
It's not tasty at all. But it's
Tastes like
it's
shit.
no, but it's super good for your body apparently.
Okay,
Just take like
Is it because of the inside?
the
Phytonutrients?
Phytonutrients. They're all different kinds, man. There's like some with vitamin C, all that kind of stuff. Because there's some that are like fruits, some with beets, some with kale. You know,
Okay.
they're all like the green one, the
Right.
red one, the
I
yellow.
see what you're
You know,
saying.
there's all kinds of. But they're selling on shelves for very high price. But you know, they feel strong because they're very concentrate. They're potent. You know,
What's your
they
take on
work.
juicing? Because I know, like, if you juice, you're taking all the stems out, all the fibers out. But, like, I would think that's kind of you're losing a bit.
I don't know
at
too
that
much
point.
about
like,
that.
why not keep
But-
it all in there? Just blend it in a blender. No,
You could. You
you
definitely
get
could.
it all at that point. You get all.
But then it would be really like
Ah,
it
it
wouldn't
tastes
be a
like shit.
juice. It wouldn't be a juice.
Yeah,
It would definitely
okay.
be like more like a smoothie. You can definitely do that. What you're saying, you could do it and make like some sort of smoothie, but it's not a juice, so it's really
No, it's not. It's
harder
more of a
to drink.
paste.
Yeah,
It's like a
exactly.
soupy paste.
So if you're if you're gonna be juicing, I think that's fine, man. As long as like you're getting all those vitamins and everything. I don't know, you might not get the fibers if that's what you're saying, but you're still getting the vitamins and that's what you're looking
Yeah.
for because the rest of the food you're going to eat during the day might be consistent. So just having that juice in the morning give you energy. I find it's a great idea. You just need the machine, you know? That thing's expensive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like
you know,
you don't want to cheap out on those because
No, exactly.
so
But like you know,
doesn't last
that's a
long.
good way. That's a very good way to get your vitamins and your minerals.
yeah, that's
like,
one
all,
thing I
like,
wanted to ask you. Well, like, what do you take for supplements? I know like omega-3. You're
Omega
pretty
3
big on that,
Yeah, I don't
but
really
you were
take
specific
much.
on the type of omega-3.
The
Like you
type?
don't cheap out on that specifically. You want to get the good.
Yeah, I was explaining that. Well, if you guys want to know, it's like there's all kinds of different types of fish oils out there that you can get, and you can get some very cheap quality ones, and you get some very high quality ones. You know, and if you wanted to know what high quality, it's more like wild caught fish. They
Okay.
get it wild caught. You know
Okay, yeah.
that's much better.
Wild
Because
cod?
y-
Oh,
no,
wild
caught.
caught.
Exactly, not farm fish.
Right.
Because the farm fish is fed with different type of. It's not fed with the ocean's natural food. It's fed with like some sort of grain food for fishes.
Yeah.
And it gives those fishes, I think the less potent the omega-3.
It's not as good, basically.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just not as good as of a source. Farm fish has been shown that it's not good quality of fish to use when you're looking for highly potent omega-3 because omega-3 is divided by two components, and those two components can be very, very high and they can be very low as well. And so when you get those farm fish, you might not get the highest quality of omega-3 oil out there. Also, the package of the oil, like the gelatin, or if that's, I think it's gelatin. I think so. But like what they're using, some cheaper form will be very hard for your body to break down and digest. And when you get the very good one, it digests and dilutes very, very easily. You know?
Okay.
So it's good on your body. And those are little stuff you can see. There's also fish oil. If you really want to get a good high quality fish oil, just look for the certification on the product. Just
Okay.
right there, that'll tell you. When it's certified, you know that the company is paying a third party to certify their oils. You know, like for fish oil, there's this thing called IFOS, and I'm not sure what it stands for, but that's a program that certifies fish oils of their high potency and quality. And so when companies are paying for that, then they're trying to prove you that their fish oil is very good quality. You might pay more for the product, but at least you're certified
I
that
see,
it's
yeah.
high quality.
So it's
what I'm
worth it.
talking about? Yeah, because you're going to be putting it in your body. So, I mean, if you're going to cheap out on that, I mean, you can cheap out on a car because that's material. But why would you cheap out on your body? That's what you live with. That's your machine. I mean, I would always go with the high quality when it comes down to my food because it's my body.
100%.
I think it makes sense. It's
I think
common sense, but
there's a new trend that's
it's
heading
'cause
in that
people-
direction,
nah,
like health.
You're
kind
right,
of thing.
but it's because people, bro, nowadays they don't like.
There's the information's there. The people are aware.
They're aware exactly, but it's like they take for granted that their body is healthy right now. But it's important to understand that nothing is acquired. So if your body is healthy now, it might not be in a couple of years. And if you want to
for sure.
maximize and
For
your
sure.
longevity and your life, I think that's important.
I find people like, I don't want to say older people, but they lack the motivation to. They only wait till the doctor says,
They wait
"Hey,
till the doctor say you have a
got
cancer.
a problem.
All right,
get
I'm gonna
better."
start juicing.
No, exactly. It's like, why didn't?
I'm not trying to be offensive, but
and I get
that's
it,
the
kind of thing. Like,
reality.
just live your life, and once the problem comes, then you. I understand that mentality. I can totally get how you can get in that trend, but like, what makes you want to care about your health? Like, there's something that's missing in these types of people that it never clicked in their life that like that's something that you should focus on.
I think it's because some people struggle already so hard with their life that they put everything else as a priority before that. That's the difference. Because if you look at people that are very, like, for example, successful or something, and they take time to really make sure that they're doing the right thing for their body, they're exercising, they're eating well, all that stuff, and they see it as a priority. And there's other people that are so stressed with their life and everything, they put it aside as not a priority. Nothing, no exercise. Hey, I know people, they just sit on the couch, they don't do anything of their day. It's it's kind of like the wrong way you want to think, because
People create a lot of excuses.
the way society is made, man, it's like it's not.
Constantly.
I find that I go down to the nature of things, like, the way our body wants to, the way, what does it want, That's what you give it.
I
It
see it.
wants the good stuff, it wants the good food, it wants the exercise, because that's what we're built for. And if you don't give it and you start doing the complete opposite, then you'll start looking like, you'll start degrading and dying. No, I'm just kidding. Not
Yeah,
that
yeah.
deep. But you know what I mean, I'm
Exactly.
exaggerating, but it's important to understand that. I'm sure some people that are much older than me could tell me, "Oh man, I wish I would have made sure I did this and that," and maybe they regret a bit. Others don't, and you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And it's crazy because even your dad was telling me last time. He was like, "Hey, I'm so glad, my son and his friends are very aware of what they eat and everything, and they're so healthy and everything." Like, because when back then he told us that he didn't even care about what he was eating. He wasn't even concerned. Like, it wasn't even one of his concern. So he said that, he's happy that nowadays kids and everything, they have so much information out there. They learn, like my mom didn't even know what protein was like a couple years ago. So, you know what I mean? Like, some people are so unaware of what food is, and only some people that study it. But it's so much free information out there now. If you're gonna go study it to become the doctor, that's okay, but you can learn on yourself the basics.
That's it. I mean, it starts with cutting the the orange juice, which isn't really real orange juice. You know, it's the worst
The what?
fucking sugary juice.
Where?
You know,
You mean the ones you buy in the
yeah,
store?
it says orange juice, but it's straight up sugar in a bottle, or it's sugar in a
Added sugar.
yeah,
type
it's
of
just
drink.
full of sugar basically.
You can
and
find some healthy orange juice.
you can, but most of it says real orange juice, but it's not real orange juice. And that's just one of many things that
It
you
can be
want to cut
concentrate.
out if you're gonna head on those on a healthy diet kind of thing. You want to cut anything.
I'm sorry,
that's
Justin.
just
I'm
like,
against that. No, I'm kidding.
I-
No, I understand your point of view. I'm
like
not,
peanut butter, for example. It's
Yeah,
like you
peanut
can get
butter's-
the healthy peanut butter, or you can get the sugary peanut butter, and it's like there's a huge difference how much sugar is in the sugary peanut butter. It's like
you'd be surprised,
literally
man. There's
just-
not that much sugar. You'd
Really?
be surprised. I'm
it
dead serious.
tastes like there's a huge
It does.
difference though.
No, I'll tell you right
Same
away. Like I
brand,
was
same
checking.
company.
I'm not gonna name any brands, okay? But this one with the bear on it.
I wonder which one.
This one with the bear on it.
I'm not sure which one.
It's
it
not
is.
really the sugar content because I was checking it and I was surprised. I was just like you. I was like, man, there's so much sugar in that. And then I was comparing some organic one, not even organic. It was just like natural. Basically, the only ingredient inside was peanuts. It said peanuts, nothing else, 100%. And you can tell because when you leave the thing sitting for a while, the natural oil
Yeah,
of the
it
nuts
rises.
goes up. Yeah. Because there's nothing to keep it together. But if you look at the other product with the bear, that one has like hydrolyzed weird oils and all that kind of stuff. And that's what's keeping it so consistent and that texture-y,
Just
you know?
that
what people are looking for.
hydrolyzation,
The fake, man.
chloride.
It's the fake. No. Fluoride.
Hydrochloric
No, no.
acid. Sounds like it's gonna kill me.
No.
I read the bottle of shampoo
but
sometimes, and
I'm
I'm
dead
like,
serious.
what the fuck?
I'm dead serious.
Like-
There's about 15 like ingredients. And you're like, isn't this supposed to be just peanut
No, but like
butter?
just everything. We're being attacked everywhere. Just
But it's crazy.
everywhere we're being attacked, and you gotta
As
be
long as you
aware.
read, man.
If you're not
Use
fucking aware, like if you're not reading, like you say, if you
Exactly.
but you gotta read, and you have to want to read those things, and it's
Read the labels.
the problem though is there's 50% bullshit and there's 50% legitimate facts.
Yeah, but you got to understand that there's
So
a
you
lot
have
of
to
marketing
figure
behind
out
it. So
what's
you're going to look at products, going to try and attract you to get it, but you got to really go down to, okay, what do I need? What does my system need? And then look throughout ingredients. And, I'm not trying to say like, don't eat like anything that has more than 15 ingredients. Some people say that and I'm like, no, I'm not that crazy. But if I can read the basics and everything, then I'm fine, but there is better choices you can make when you go grocery shopping, that's for sure. There is
Definitely.
betterment, for example, like white bread versus multigrain bread, that right there, that should be a choice you should make right there. That's an easy choice. You should go for the brown multigrain because there's very good ones too out there now. It comes with so many grains, chia seeds, sesame seeds, everything. All those are very great. They actually have fats in them that are good for you, fibers, all that stuff, and it tastes so good too. But
Yeah, it tastes
the
great.
the marketing of the white bread, that's what's making people buy it. It's like maybe less nowadays because like we're less we're more aware and we're less like affected by all those publicity and everything. But then again, if you look, I'm talking about my community, but if you look at other countries, I don't know, the States, yeah, you can see that some people are affected by the marketing. If you put the white bread right in front of the store and it's attracting, you might just pick it up right away. You understand? Without making the choice. And it might be cheaper too, just to get you, people will go that way for the food. Me, I'm like, hey, I'm not going to cheap out and go get something decent. And it's funny because at the end of the day, I'm not spending that much. If I was to do the grocery, I'm not spending that much.
Right.
And I'm getting good quality stuff.
Exactly.
And I treat myself sometimes. I go eat out and whatever it is, that's fine. But, it's all about choices. You have the choice.
Hey, all right, guys, we're gonna end this podcast here, but we'll see you again.
Yeah, it was
Vince.
good.
Hey, thank you so much.
That was awesome.
And stay tuned for more videos. We appreciate you watching.
Yep.
Take care for more.
Ciao.
Bye bye.